Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, guys. So I just thought I would come and do a quick video about me and where I've come from. Yeah. So I grew up in Manchester. I grew up in a small village where there was no Muslims whatsoever. My mum was Catholic and my dad was atheist. He was also part of the EDL. If you know what that is, then you know that they go on protests to get Muslims out of the country, that they protest to ban the niqab. Yep, so that was what my dad was doing whilst we were growing up. So I grew up with a hatred for Muslims. At around 13, I was taken into care, and from that point, I became atheist. I just could not believe there was a God. I couldn't understand why there was things like cancer or bullying. You know, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I just thought, if there was a God, why would he do all these bad things? And when I was 18, I eventually went to prison. In there, I found Christianity. I started to try to believe in a God. It didn't last very long. I just couldn't fathom it. It just did not make sense to me. Like, the Trinity, it made no sense to me whatsoever. I feel like in my heart, I knew there was a God, but at the time I was struggling with alcohol. I'd been an alcoholic for 8 years. I was just not in the right place, I think, to go on that journey. So in 2019, I ended up in Birmingham. This is where I had my first ever conversation with a Muslim. I saw a sister in niqab, subhanallah, and I said, "Why are you wearing that?" I said, "That is disgusting." I said, "Why would your husband force you to wear that?" And she said, "Excuse me," she said, "I don't wear this for my husband." She said, "I wear this for God." She said, "I wear this because I believe that no one should see my beauty other than my husband." And my mind was gone. My head fell off. My mind was just blown. I was like, what? I was like, so I've been lied to my whole life. And I'm thinking Islam's this horrible, horrible religion. Anyway, I went on a journey of seeking knowledge. So I met who is now my husband. I asked him to teach me about Islam. He pointed me to a madrasa. I went to the madrasa. I started to learn about Islam. This is before I took my shahada. I was holding off my shahada. I said, I'm just going to keep delaying it because I like alcohol. I want to keep drinking. And then I met a sister and she said to me, why are you waiting? You could literally die tomorrow. You're better off dying as a Muslim. So I took my shahada the next day, subhanallah. I said to my husband, who was not my husband, I said, I'm going to go to Manchester now and I'm going to go and live as a good Muslim. And he said, why? He said, why don't you just stay here and marry me? And I said, okay then. And we got married a week later. And subhanallah, since then, I've just been trying to get better on my deen. And yeah, I'm so proud to say that I'm a Muslim.